Let me take you on a little bit more journey of Dawn's t-shirt quilt. If you see the other videos, I have other tips and ideas that I share there. You can find those when you hit the arrow right down here. There's an arrow and it will link all of them together that have to do with each other. I like to do that so that you can get all the tips of this specific quilt all in a row. Makes it easy for you. I have lots of tips to give on almost every single quilt, so might as well get busy on it. As you can tell, machine is way slowed down. I did talk about that in the earlier video, but you might be thinking, wow, that is really slow. Yes, normally I run at 13. I'm actually running at 6, so she is way slow. I do that because t-shirt quilts, no matter how well you stabilize them, can always be persnickety, especially when they have logos on them. Some of them are stickier than others, and I always want to be careful picking out a challenged stitch on a t-shirt quilt is way more challenging than on a cotton quilt. So what I want to talk to you is your seam allowance and seams on a t-shirt quilt. Dawn came over before she even started the project. Thank you, Dawn. So good. So good. Thank you, honey. She did that ahead of time. We were able to talk about some ideas of what would make it easier, better for her on what her t-shirt quilt's going to look like, and easier on me in the stitching. So something I really encouraged is, one, this amazing stabilizer. The woven iron-on is going to be my favorite. I've used lots of them. I've used them myself. I've had people bring them in all kinds of different ways with the stabilizer, and I can work with them, but this one is fabulous. So get the better stabilizer. You'll end up with a better t-shirt quilt, a better experience, and that's what we're looking for in the end. The other thing we talked about was the seams. I said, Dawn, honey, leave that seam allowance wide. Go at least a 1/2 inch. Doesn't need to be bigger than that. You can go 5/8 of an inch, but doesn't need to be bigger than that. And then press all those seams open. So what's that doing? One, when you're pressing it open, you're distributing the bulk across a larger section right here. When we have this closed, this has 1 layer, although it's 2 because it has a stabilizer, and this one has the 3 layers on it. So you've got a lot more bulk on this side. 2, when you have a wider seam and you press it open, then it's able to make a really flat surface for the stitcher to go over. When you have a little skinny seam, even if you try to press it open, it still adds a section of bulk right there. So when you're doing a t-shirt quilt, or if you have any other seams that are very, very bulky, press those open. You will end up with a nice flat, lovely quilt top, and it'll be so much easier for me to be able to stitch it. So makes a huge difference. Be sure and check on that, my friends. I am so excited. I cannot wait to see what you create. Make it a great day.